You all comfy right there?
What is going on, movie meals? Don't take my blanket!
I'm cold too.
I'm naked under here.
Whoa, what?
The
Why?
comments goes nuts.
Yeah, show!
What is going on, movie meals? We're here for
Not
the
naked. Sorry.
We're here for the Annihilation review. We're a little late with our reviews for this last week.
Oh, as always.
Because we've been busy, but we will not be late on the Oscars coming up. Watch out for that. We'll have a final picks, lock 'em in video, and then we'll do a review and see who won at the end of those picks. But
it won't be me.
we're here to talk
Not this
Annihilation. So this will be a non-spoiler review. It's going to be kind of a little hard at times to tiptoe around this, but we're going to try our best. So non-spoiler review. If for some reason we decided to do a spoiler, we'll give a big spoiler warning before because it's a good movie to talk about. But Kyle, we'll start with you. What are your positives of Annihilation?
I'm glad. I'm happy for Alex Garland. I really enjoyed his last directorial movie with that wasn't a sentence. I enjoyed his last feature, Ex Machina. That was a really, really great, underrated sci-fi film.
He wrote 28 Days Later, which is...
Oh, did he?
Yeah, which is a great film as well. He wrote that, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Your movie news.
Anyway, I really liked him after Ex Machina, so I was really excited to see what he can do with another type of sci-fi movie. Only looked like it was going to be taking his the pros that happened from Ex Machina and take it to another level, and it really did. And this is definitely like a theater experience to see how Alex Garland pulls off sci-fi so well. Not only are his visuals stunning, but the ideas that he took from a book that I believe it was based off of.
It's a book series.
Yeah,
it's 3 books.
I feel like he really took some of the really cool aspects of this entity called the Shimmer that's a huge part of the story, and he brought into this movie, and he succeeded really well with that, giving our main characters a lot of tension, a lot of stressful moments that you feel stressful. You feel that tension along throughout the movie. So I really like that he was capable of doing that. The visuals, like I said, were amazing on it as well. And the entire cast overall I thought was pretty spot on, mostly with their interactions with each other. I thought in the dire situation that they are in, that they were able to really succeed well on bouncing off of one another to try and survive the Shimmer, which I thought was a really great effort on all of their parts. It was a really great cast.
Yeah, the more I left liking the movie, I've now come to love this movie. I think this movie is fantastic. I think Alex Garland completely stepped it up. I have not read the books, but it was just I went in just knowing I had only seen the one trailer and wanted to make sure I only saw it. I didn't want spoilers. I didn't read the reviews. I didn't want to do any of that. And I went in not really knowing what this was, just a weird sci-fi movie with Natalie Portman, and I was blown away. Now, it's not a horror. It's got horror elements, but I described this the same way I described Get Out. It's uncomfortable and creepy horror. It makes you physically be like you want to just do this. You're like uncomfortable. You don't know what to do.
I am not feeling this.
The last 30 minutes of this movie, I was doing that. I was so uncomfortable, and the sound design in this film is fantastic, and I hope it gets considered for next year's Oscars in sound design. And it's got a great sound design throughout, but then at the last 30 minutes or so, it kind of switches, and it hits hard. It gets a little Blade Runner-y, and I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, this is a unique take on sci-fi. The Shimmer is a unique piece of just creativity of writing and how they came about it. I really enjoyed Natalie Portman. I thought she did a fantastic job. I mean, we follow her more than anyone. I really like Tessa Thompson. I liked the whole crew, the crew of women they had. I like how there's even a line where Natalie Portman's like, "You're all..." This isn't really a big spoiler, guys. This is a trailer. She's like, "You're all women going in," and they're like, "Oh yeah, scientists." And they all go in because they're strong. But there are creepy moments in this. Like, there's a couple jump moments, but overall it's like an uncomfortable, creepy horror, and I really like it because it just keeps you guessing, like, because you're with the characters. You're like, what is going on? I don't understand it. But yeah, I loved it. I thought the writing, the directing, the visual effects looked fantastic. I thought all the cast and crew did pretty well, pretty dang good. So yeah, I like the movie a lot.
I'm really glad that you mentioned about next year's Oscars and hope for sound design, because I'm hoping this is going to be one of those movies that we don't forget about. towards next year's Oscars, because January, February, like there's just so much after that we just kind of forget about what was good during those few months. So I really hope this is one of those that we come back to and we remember, oh yeah, it was great in visuals, it was great in sound design. So hopefully you can still it won't be forgetful, but at the same time it'll also still be memorable and still be able to compete with all the other possible contenders of this year. So that's really what I'm hoping for, because I really do think this is a great movie as well.
What are your negatives, pal?
I said this earlier in the review, I did like that the cast interacted and worked well with each other, but I felt like individually their characters were not really anything that stood out from the movie. Like there wasn't really a moment where I was really feeling for each character. Like as we get introduced to each one, I didn't really feel that strong of a connection as I feel that they could have done. So I feel like Garland could have handled that a bit better. So that kind of was a bummer, because I really liked the characters being a team as a whole, but individually there wasn't anything that really made me root for the individual, if that makes sense. Well, I don't know. What about yours?
No, I definitely was with them. I liked all of them, the way they set them up. You got the cocky, you got the super smarts, the kind of timid character. Mm-hmm. I really liked all of that. My big problem is with a character, but it's just with one part of her storyline, where one character to me goes from let's do this to really flipping a switch fast. And it didn't feel like it felt too late. Like if you were gonna flip, you should have already flipped by now. You shouldn't have gotten this far in. It was a little weird, but I liked the overall character because I really enjoyed this movie. I thought this was a brilliant sci-fi movie that kept me. I mean, got into hour-long conversations after. So that's my only real. It will do that. That's my only real negative. Is just that one character. Maybe a little bit of some pacing issues in the middle, but for the most part, I really enjoyed this film.
I'll actually agree with you on the pacing issues. I found that more when the characters were trying to be developed is where the pacing got wonky for me. Not really when there was like high stakes moments or when there was like an action piece going on, but more of when we were trying to slow down and take time to talk or interact, or not talk, to watch what these characters are like what their personalities are. That's where I felt like the movie slowed down pacing wise.
I just got it where it was like ramp up, slow down, ramp up, slow down, ramp up, and then it kind of like really slowed down, and you're like, what? And then it like really ramped up, and you're like, ah! And you're seeing this crazy sci-fi.
Yeah, the last 30 minutes are definitely where it...
And it's worth watching in a theater. So Kyle,
what
absolutely. Is your score out of 10?
Out of 10, I will say about an 8.5.
That's not mine. I just know that's yours.
No, I know, but I know that you guessed that, though. That was impressive. You're so good at reading my mind.
I annihilated that one.
Oh! Took you a while. What's your rating?
9 out of 10. I think this movie is brilliant. I absolutely loved it. And I'm getting a very Denis Villeneuve vibe from our boy Alex Garland here. I think he's following in those footsteps of sci-fi, unique sci-fi. I want to read these books. So, I really enjoyed this movie. Guys, what did you think of Annihilation? Comment below. Let us know. If you want to know more into our deep thoughts on the last act, comment. Let us know you want a spoiler talk about it, an explanation. We definitely have our thoughts. But don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.